And thank you. Time now 5:32. First alert before you make your breakfast or pack lunches this morning. You want to know there's a recall on fresh cut and processed cantaloupe. Aisha at the First Alert Safety Desk. What do we need to know?
Tammy, federal health officials say wholesale produce supply of Minneapolis is recalling the melon because it has the potential to be contaminated with listeria. The cantaloupe was sold to distributors here in Wisconsin and 2 other states. It was sold to traditional grocery stores under the brand names Harvest Cuts and Fresh and Finest. This is what we received from the FDA this morning, the list of recalled products. The FDA has not provided photos of those products, so it is important to remember those brand names. And there are 25 different varieties, cantaloupe in different size packaging or even mixed with other fruit. Each has a different UPC or lot number, and I know this is hard to see. It's a lot of information, so we'll make sure to get this linked under the Safety Desk tab at WBAY.com. The FDA says fresh cut cantaloupe was sold in traditional plastic clamshell containers under the Harvest Cuts and Fresh and Finest label. At this point, no one has reported getting sick. The recall was the result of routine sampling that revealed the finished products potentially contained bacteria. Listeria can be especially dangerous in younger kiddos, older people. The FDA says a listeria infection can also cause miscarriages and stillbirths among pregnant women. Symptoms include a high fever, severe headache, stiffness, nausea, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. So if you have any of those products, make sure you throw those away or return them to where you bought them for a full refund, guys.